Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from across the world. My name is Omenoko Emeka Moses of the Omenoko Lifestyle channel. Welcome to my channel today. Day 45 of our beans farming experiment. Today is 23rd of March 2025. I want to welcome you. So, as we still keep waiting for the flowers to emerge, like I'm seeing some things that look like flowers, but let's just wait, let it fully develop. Let me be sure it's flowers before I turn it to be flowers. Today I'm going to talk about factors affecting beans growth. Factors affecting beans growth. I will name 10 of them in this session. Then I'll go and show you the beans plant so far, what it looks like. But before I proceed to show you what the beans looks like today on its day 45 of the beans farming experiment, I want to tell you 10 factors that will affect your beans growth. I experienced some of them during this experiment and I want to tell it to you so that you'll be careful about them. Number one, soil condition. The first thing that will affect your beans growth is the soil condition. A well-drained soil that once you pour water on it, it easily drains out cleanly without being waterlogged. Like I said it before from my day one, beans does not like waterlogged soil. That's why you plant towards the end of the rainy season. It doesn't require so much water for it to perform optimally. A well-drained soil that has good organic matter in it, then the pH should be between 6 and 7.0. 6 and 7.0. Then the beans should have proper aeration. Remember, one of the things that affected my beans was that there was no proper air. It was shaded around. Beans requires proper aeration. Number two, climate and temperature. Climate and temperature is part of the things that you should take into consideration when planting. Don't plant so much during rainy season when the rain is too much. So the optimal temperature for beans is between 18 and 20 degrees centigrade. 18 and 20 degrees centigrade. Beans are sensitive to frost and extreme heat. They are sensitive to frost, they are sensitive to extreme heat. And that's why if it is too sunny, like now that it is not raining, you keep wetting the beans. It is sensitive to frost and extreme heat. Consistent warm temperature. I said it on one of my videos earlier. Consistent warm temperature helps healthy growth of beans. Why? What does it do? It is not too sunny, it is not too cold, just warm, normal temperature. It helps beans growth. Number three, watering and moisture. Beans does not require so much water. I've overemphasized this thing. Too much watering it will lead to root rot and the beans will die. Underwatering will lead to stunted growth. So just moderate watering, just wet your beans moderately and you'll be fine. That's it. Number three is watering and moisture. Number four is sunlight. Beans requires enough sunlight. This was one of the problems I also faced when I started the experiment. If your plant is not getting enough sunlight, it will lead to weak legs and unhealthy growth. At least your beans require 6 to 8 amount of hours of sunlight every day. It requires 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight every day. Insufficient sunlight will lead to weak, leggy plants. Your plant will be weak, won't be able to stand. Then number 5 is nutrient availability. Rich in nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, NPK. Remember, I always add NPK to my garden. NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, nutrients that are required for beans to do very well. So make sure it is there, and not just beans, other legumes. Legumes like beans require nitrogen, but still need balanced fertilization. Number 6, pests and diseases. Common pests that affect beans is aphids, beans beetle, and cutworms. So pests and diseases are also the things that affect it. Aphids, beetles, beans beetles and cutworms. These are things that affect beans very well. Then the diseases are rust, anthracnose, root rot. Now, one of the ways to prevent pests and diseases is by giving it proper spacing. Proper spacing will help you prevent infestation of diseases. Number 7, the things that affect beans: plant spacing and support. Plant spacing and support will also help. If you don't space your plants properly and give it the support it needs, your beans crop will be affected. So crowded plants lead to poor airflow and diseases. Pole beans need support and stakes, while bush beans do not. Okay, there are beans that grows in poles, that's elongates and all that, it needs support, while bush beans does not require it. Okay, so then number 8, weed control. Weed control. Weed compete for nutrients and water. Regular weeding and mulching helps suppress weed growth. Regular weeding and mulching helps suppress weed growth. Number 9 is pollination. I've given you 8. Number 9 is pollination. Most beans self-pollinate but benefit from bees and insects. Lack of pollinators can affect pod formation. I've been saying this before. Lack of pollination affects pod formation, and that was one of the things I told, was it Awal or Jayola, that why his beans is not producing pod is because of not improper pollination. The beans are not being pollinated properly, either self or by cross pollination, which is facilitated by insects, bees, and all that. Some of them I enumerated them in my video I posted yesterday for day 44. Number 10, crop rotation and companion planting. Crop rotation and companion planting. Avoid planting beans in the same spot yearly to prevent soil depletion. Avoid planting beans in the same soil yearly to avoid crop depletion or soil depletion. So good companions for beans are things like corn, carrot, and cucumbers. Generally in Nigeria, we plant beans alongside corn. That's like one practice that is done regularly in Nigeria. Beans is always planted during the same season, the same time corn is planted. Actually, the corn will be planted first, then towards the end of the harvest, we'll plant beans. Let me know in the comment section how it's done in your area. So good companion for beans is cucumber, corn, and carrots. So avoid onions and garlic. They inhibit beans growth. Onion and garlic, avoid it. Avoid planting onion and garlic with beans. They inhibit the growth of beans. Then lastly, let me say this again. I've enumerated the 10 things that help beans growth and formation. Number 1 is soil condition. Number 2, climate and temperature. Number 3, watering and moisture. Number 4, sunlight. Number 5, nutrient availability. Number 6, pests and diseases. Number 7, plant spacing and support. Number 8, weed control. Number 9, pollinators or pollination. Number 10, crop rotation and companion planting. So we are going to go out now to go and look at what it looks like today, day 45 of the experiment, today 23rd. And when we come back, we're going to say goodbye. If you are visiting the channel for the first time, please like, share, comment, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Basibe. Please give this thing more water. Day 45, 23rd of March 2025. The 45. 23rd of March 2025. Please, let's wet this thing every day. Every day now. Every day. I can see they don't point. They pour water on some. They don't pour water on some. Please. The grass and remove the grasses. Remove the grass. Put water. There's not enough water. See, the leaves are getting pale and weak.
This one that is there, I don't think it's
That one, ba? Yeah, no, that one is not water. That particular one. So we're removing the little weeds around the 45. So we identified today. We're back from checking the farm, the plants. So from what we saw at the beans plant, okay, I can identify that some of the leaves are getting weak, and some of the things I've said in these videos, factors that will be affecting it, I can see it's affecting it. So tomorrow I'm going to space out some of the beans, because it is becoming bigger and larger and it is now being crowded. So I'm going to implement spacing, just like I said, as one of the things that affect beans growth. I'm going to implement spacing. I'm going to space out the beans right away. I'll not do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. It's going to be my tomorrow's video. I'll space out the beans and see if there'll be improvement. And what else again? So that it can even have more sunlight, because as it's crowded, sun will not be reaching all the leaves and it's not good. And it won't have enough air also amongst it. It's not good. Then also the overcrowding can start causing infestation of disease, aphids, and all those things. So it's not good. So I'm going to look out for the spacing tomorrow. Thank you again for being with us. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, so anytime I post a video you will receive. And I'm going to keep educating us on how to plant beans. I'll also start delving into what the weather forecast is saying every day, so we can actually know what to do and what not to do. I'll look at weather forecasts around the world as it relates to agriculture and advice based on what generally the experts are saying. Thank you very much for being with us. Omenuko Emeka Moses is my name. Like the video, you can visit my TikTok channel also, Omenuko Emeka Moses, Omenuko Lifestyle, and that's basically it. Thank you again. Goodbye. Basibe.